When we want to add vectors together, we've got to understand also that vectors have magnitude and direction, so it's not simply a matter of just adding the magnitudes together. That would be nice and easy. So there's been particular method developed for adding vectors together. We'll go through that now. Couple of different names. One is called the head to tail. I've also seen it written tip to tail. Another name is the triangle method. So all of those mentioned names are all the same method, just different names. How they work, not too bad. We've got head to tail, so we want to say add, in this case, vector A plus vector B. This implies that we're starting at vector A at the very start, and where would we end up at the end of vector B? Well, at the moment, they're not linked, so we need to be able to put them together to find out where we're going to end up. So we're starting here, and we're going to add vector B at the end of vector A. So that's what we mean by head to tail. So what we've got to do is to pick up vector B here, and we'll put it so that the head of vector A joins on to the tail of vector B. Head to tail, head of the first vector joins on to the tail, which is the starting point of the second vector. Now we've got head to tail going on, and our resultant vector will be from where we started from, at the start of vector A, to where we end at the end of vector B. So if I draw a straight line, as straight as I can get it here, 2 arrows indicates it's a resultant vector, and let's just call that vector C. So vector A plus vector B is equal to vector C. You can see why we call it the triangle method, or as we've mentioned here, head to tail. Okay, so that's vector A plus vector B. How is that different to vector B plus vector A? Okay, so we're going to start at vector B, and what I might do, so we will fit in there, is just to move vector B back over to where it will fit in there. So we're going to start at the beginning of vector B. So we've got vector B, so we're going to start at that point there, and we're going to end at the end of vector A. So we've got B, we've got head to tail going on, the head of B joins onto the tail of A, and so this will be my finish point here, and so we've got a vector here as the resultant. Now vector B actually fitted down here, so this is also vector B. These two vectors, what it appears has happened, so these being the same vector means that they must be parallel. They've got the same direction, they've got the same magnitude. So in fact what we've done here is actually done a parallelogram. So this resultant of B plus A has got the same magnitude as this vector C, and because it is a parallelogram now, we know that I can also put a vector C up there. So that's an important property there, is that the vector A plus B will be exactly the same as the vector B plus the vector A. So that highlights why we call it the triangle or head to tail method. We just simply move the vectors or redraw the diagram so that the vectors line up head to tail, and then the resultant is the vector that starts at the beginning of the first vector and draw a line to the end of the second vector, and that will be the resultant.